Yellow roses, are you sending your new love? My bright yellow rosebuds.
Yeah, it's a fantastic Mary Duff, of course, with probably one of her most famous tracks, Yellow Roses, here on Irish Country Music Radio. Now, I'm very pleased to say I have Mary Duff on the line, and hopefully, if I turn this knob, Mary will be able to speak to us. Mary, are you there?
Hello, Howard, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Mary. Thanks so much for joining us here on Irish Country Music Radio. I was just telling Mary before we came on air that I met her 3 weeks ago down in Mullingar at the Sunday World Country Music Awards, where she'd actually won an award for Best Female Artist for 2012. And when Eddie Rowley presented that to you, he was as surprised as the rest of the 1,200 people there that you've been in the business 25 years.
I know. I kind of hate telling people because, I only started when I was 2.5. But I don't know where all those years have gone. They've just flown. It just seems to have gone in the blink of an eye. And, I loved every single minute of them. I just love singing, and I'm delighted to be doing what I'm doing and just having the opportunity to sing in front of different audiences and hopefully make people happy along the way as well as making myself happy. So couldn't get it wrong then, could you?
Yeah, not at all. I mean, of course, everyone knows you first shot to fame when you won the Sunday World Nationwide Talent Competition all those years ago. But before that, I believe it was your daddy that realised you were a singer.
It was. I was, and my father, he plays button accordion. He still plays, actually. Although at the moment, now I have to say, he's convalescing here. I'm with him since Christmas time. He fell off a ladder, would you believe, and he smashed his ankle, and so he's got 4 big steel bars going through his ankle and his foot.
Give him our
he's
best.
Grand, only for that. He's grand. That's the only thing that's stopping him. He's normally on the go and he's doing his own gigs as well, but he has to stay quiet now for 3 months, so it's not good for him.
No.
But he discovered, when I was 12, that I could sing because he heard me singing on an old tape recorder that I had used to tape 2 songs I learned at school one day when he was out, and I didn't know how to wipe it off, so he obviously heard the voice and discovered it was me singing, so he persuaded me to sing along with him in the kitchen and took out his accordion and got the proper keys for a couple of songs, and then that weekend I went along with him and his band to our local pub and I sang the songs with him, and I just there and then I suppose I caught the bug. I loved it. I was very nervous now, I have to say, but just loved it, and from there on in I promised myself that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a singer, and thankfully it's all worked out and I'm doing what I love most. That's
fantastic. And the band you played in was called Jukebox, wasn't it?
That was in the early 80s. I joined up. I was working actually in a school in Nobber, County Meath, as school secretary, and I was still entering talent competitions at the time because at the back of my mind I still wanted to be a singer more than anything. So I did an audition in Dublin for this new band, with a breakaway band from Ray Lynham and the Hillbillies, and they were looking for a girl singer. So I was the last girl in for the audition up in Dublin, and they took me on. So Jukebox lasted about 3 years, and then of course discos took over in Ireland, and that was the end of the live scene at that time. It died away, and it was an awful shame because they were a very, very good band, rock and roll band.
Yeah, and you won this award for being Best Female 2012. But of course, it wasn't your first award. I mean, from what I can see, you won your first award, was it back in 1989? You won the European Gold Star Award in Holland?
I did, yeah. That was, I suppose, really equivalent to the Eurovision Song Contest, except for country music. And that was a good award, because it opened a lot of doors out there, and as a result I go to Austria and to Switzerland every year since that, which has been brilliant. And they're a different audience again, they're more festive type audiences, and they like to get up, if they enjoy a song, they get up on their chairs and they hold their millers or whatever, and they place their cigarette lighters, stuff like that. It's a different way of showing their appreciation.
Absolutely.
But they're brilliant.
And then you went on from that, you were the most popular British female vocalist in 1990, and also the Meath Person of the Year. And I know Nicola Arnold, who's a listener in Meath, is shouting up Meath to me at the moment. You're a good Meath woman, according to Nicola.
Come on, the Royals.
Absolutely. And then further awards in the 90s, Best Irish Female Vocalist in 97, and then the Country Music's Best British Female Vocalist from 98 all the way through to 2000. So you were showered with awards, Mary. Showered with them.
I've been, I suppose, well, I'm lucky, I suppose, that people enjoy what I do, and it's lovely to be nominated for awards, and it's even nicer to win them. But every award is special. It doesn't matter what it's for. It's just special because people have gone to the bother of maybe voting for you and looking through different singers to see who they like and whatever. And it's just very special to get an award, and it's a great appreciation of what we do as well. It's the thing that keeps you going on. You know that people appreciate what you're doing, and at the end of the day, you're there to please people as well, not just yourself.
Well, it's a great recognition for obviously for your talents and for the happiness and joy that you bring people. Now, I was trying to work out today, and I looked at various websites and places. Now, how many albums have you actually released in your career? Is it 18, 19, 20?
Do you know, I don't know the exact number myself. I have to sit down and count them because there's lots of albums, and then sometimes they bring out compilations of songs from various albums as well.
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then they might bring out a compilation and put a couple of new tracks on it. So that'd be another album. So it depends what way you want to count them, really.
Yeah, well, whatever number it is, it's fairly prolific. It's almost one for every year you've been in the business.
Yeah, a good lot of them, all right.
Absolutely fantastic, and of course.
But they're all just country. There's different styles. You know, the last one was actually an inspirational album, which was all the hymns I'd learned down through the years that I'd started off singing in church at a young age as well, and loved singing in church after. In fact, I was singing at a funeral today. And I just get a great feeling. You just can't describe the feeling you get from singing in a church. It's just very special. It's very relevant. I don't know. It's just a lovely, lovely place to sing. It's one of my favourite places, without a doubt.
Yeah, of course. With it being Ash Wednesday today as well, I suppose.
That's right. That's right.
Special as well.
I had to go twice today because I go for the Ashes tonight. So I'm really holy today.
Very holy today, Mary. Very holy indeed. Now, you've released with somewhere between 18 and 25 albums, we reckon.
Yeah.
But you've a new single out at the moment. Tell us a bit about that.
I do.
It's The Water is Wide.
The Water is Wide. Well, I've been singing this one for quite a while. I love the style of song, and I think it just shows off, you know, what I can do with my voice. And it's a style of song that suits me, I think. And I've been singing it on my live show for quite a while. I just love the song, and I just thought it'd be nice to bring it out as a single because I'm working on an album at the moment of Irish songs, which I've never actually done an album of Irish songs. I've always done different country ones or inspirational or, you know, different styles like that, bluesy, but never just completely Irish, although I've done a few different Irish tracks on other albums. So I've actually sat down and said, well, I should do an Irish album because no matter what country you go to, you know, being Irish, people expect you to have an Irish album.
Absolutely.
And they expect you to sing Irish songs.
Absolutely.
And, of course, we're all proud of our heritage and whatever. And this being the year of the gathering, I thought, well, sure, what better year to do it?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And this single obviously is taken then from your from the album that's going to be released.
It is, yeah, it'll be featured on the new album.
It'll be released
so I'm working on that.
This year?
Oh, I hope so, yeah, I'm working hard at it anyway.
Okay, well, there are listeners tuned in from all around the world, over in the States, in Australia, New Zealand.
Ah, great.
Over in the UK, quite a lot. We'll mention some of them. We're going to play your new single now so the listeners can hear it. If you haven't already heard it, it's called Your One and Only. So we're going to play that now, and we're going to come back after we've played that and just talk a little bit about...
Oh, this is sorry, The Water is Wide. It's a single.
The Water is Wide, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry, that. Your One and Only is another one.
That's another one,
just sitting here on my desk, and I glanced down and read the wrong title. I do beg your pardon.
That's all right.
The Water is Wide, of course it is. We're going to play that one now, and we're going to come back and talk to Mary after we've played this and talk a bit about her tour dates and where she's going to be for the rest of 2013.
Oh, thanks, Howard.
The water is wide. That can carry through, and both shall roll. My love and I.
Yeah, it's a fabulous voice, of course, of Mary Duff, and that's her latest single, The Water is Wide, taken from a forthcoming album of Irish favourites due for release later on in 2013. Hopefully Mary's still with us. Are you there, Mary?
I'm still here, I am indeed.
Ah, great stuff.
It's a great chance for me to hear the song being played on the radio. I always get a great thrill out of that. And I'm always hoping the DJ says something nice after.
Oh, how could we say anything but something nice? Yeah, lots of compliments coming in for the new single, Mary. Absolutely fantastic. And lots of the messages coming in for you as well via the email. I'm going to try and get through as many of these as I can. Jerry Fahy has sent me a message in. He says, wish Mary best of luck with her new single, Water is Wide, and congratulations on her award of Best Female Singer, from Jerry in Galway.
Oh, Jerry's a lovely man. I was down in Galway actually a few weeks ago, and himself and his lovely wife were there, and I met him, and he was over in Mullingar as well. He's a lovely man, and he gave me a yellow rose in Mullingar. He's lovely, so thanks, Jerry, for that.
That was Jerry, was it?
Yeah, he came up to the stage with us. It was lovely, very special.
I saw him. Well done to you, Jerry. Kathleen Shields down in Ballymacarbery in County Waterford writes in, hello, I would hope you're well. And she says, Mary is a real lady. And at all the concerts, she always gives time to chat and stand for a photograph, and always with a smile. Mary and
that's us Irish people, isn't it, Howard? We're always gabby.
Tell you, Mary and I go back a while. I'd like to wish her the very best. If you have just loving you by Mary, thank you kindly.
Thanks, Kathleen.
We'll have a look at that one later on, Kathleen. Okay. No doubt at all. Alistair Adams been on to me. He said, hope you're well. A question for Mary. Will you be coming back to Falkirk in Scotland with your show this year? I love her music.
No, I'm not doing Falkirk. I was just looking at my dates here. I'm doing Kilmarnock and Maryport and Langholm, Stranraer, Glasgow, Castle Douglas. They're the only ones I have in Scotland at the moment, and that's from the 2nd until the 8th of May.
There you go.
So you can check those on my website, maryduff.net.
Yeah, go to
Maybe some of them would be near.
maryduff.net, and you can get all Mary's dates there, Alistair. I'm sure one of those cities or towns is close to you. Rita McCartney's been on to us, Patsy and Rita, who are over in Ottawa, and they're saying... now to say now, hello Howard, hello Mary. It's great to catch you live with Howard this evening. Even though we've seen your live shows with Daniel when you came to Ottawa, we were disappointed when you had to cancel your own concert. And Mary,
that's right.
As we were so looking forward to seeing you perform in Centrepoint Theatre with your own band.
Yeah.
We wonder if
someday... We'll never say never, because, you know, you don't know when it can happen again.
Yeah, they just wondered if someday you might come back to Ottawa, so possibly...
Yeah, I would hope so.
Possibly there. Richard English has been on as well. Evening, Howard and Mary. Howard, wish Mary many congratulations for the past 25 years on the road, and I hope she has many more. I saw Mary in Enniscorthy many times, and in Killarney last August. And that's
Thanks very much,
Richard English.
Thank you.
Caroline Adams been on, just a message to say hello to Mary and hope you're well. Hope to see you soon.
How are you, Caroline?
One or two more to get through here now. Jerry McCarthy's over in Manchester. He says, good evening, Howard. Would you say hello to Mary for me, and please play Voice of an Angel by Mary. Thank you, Jerry.
Lovely. Thank you, Jerry.
I'll tell you. Now, who else has been on to me?
Actually, tell Jerry to watch out for Hot Country, and I might have that up on it soon.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, so there you go, Jerry. Watch out for Hot Country.
Everyone looks at that, don't they? Yeah,
they do. Yeah, and those are the emails coming into you. Say all over the world, people are chatting. Oh, Ed Stewart's been on to me as well, but he's been on via Facebook, and he's down in Auckland in New Zealand, and he says hello to Mary from Auckland, New Zealand. From Ed, his mother Jocelyn, Patch the dog, and myself.
Hello everybody. Delighted to hear from you. You're a long way away. We go to Australia, New Zealand nearly every year, because I go on my own, and then I go the next year with Daniel, so I'm there practically every year. So I'll see you next year, hopefully.
That's brilliant. And that's Ed down in Auckland. It's
Auckland, yeah.
It's about 12 o'clock tomorrow morning. It'll be noon on Valentine's Day with Ed. So Ed's no doubt been busy opening his Valentine's cards this morning. So
delivering his roses.
And delivering his roses, exactly. Mary, now we just talked about various concerts you're doing this year. You're over in the UK, first of all, I believe.
I am in the UK during the month of May, from the 2nd until about the 19th. I start off, first part is in Glasgow, Kilmarnock, Maryport, all those ones in Scotland. Then I go down to Soham, down in what area that'd be, Suffolk, down there, and then Grand Hotel in Llandudno. Finish off there with three shows there.
That's the bank. Is that the bank holiday weekend? That's the
17th, 18th, and 19th.
Of May. Yeah, and
May.
I do know that one of our listeners, Margaret Downs Munger, is always in Llandudno. She's always over there. And would you believe, Mary, my mother lives in Llandudno.
Oh, does she? she?
She does, and I very often, well, I go over quite a lot, and I'm very often spend the weekends. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and arrange it to be over that weekend.
That'd be brilliant.
So
Well, come into my show and you come in as my guest, yourself and your mum if you're there.
Very good, thanks indeed.
Is that okay?
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. There you go. And then after that...
It's a lovely part of the world, I have to say, Clondalkin. It's got everything. And we look forward to it every year. We're kind of a fan club get-together. That's our weekend away. And it's just, the weather every year has been fantastic. So I hope this year won't let us down. Doesn't matter what month, it's always sunshine and seagulls everywhere grabbing your ice cream. The beach is just across the road. It's a lovely, lovely place. I love it.
And the Grand Hotel's a fine old hotel, isn't it?
It is, one of the old ones. And love. It looks after everybody. Nice staff and nice food. And sure, that's all it does, isn't it, on a holiday?
It's fantastic. And then after that, you come back and you start a tour with Daniel, of course.
Well, no, I'm starting back actually in June on my own tour in Ireland, hopefully.
Right.
I'm trying to organise an Irish tour. We're in the process of having that, putting the touches to that now at the moment. So I haven't done an Irish tour for a couple of years, mainly because I've been working away so much. It's been hard to fit everything in and trying to record as well. So hoping in June to do that. And then July is kind of a little bit free at the moment, but I'm going to be recording anyway, so I don't mind.
Yeah.
And then August I joined Daniel. Around the 6th of August, started Irish tour.
Okay.
And then September we go to Canada for some dates, about 8 or 9 dates over there. And that's what September, October, end of October, November, December we'll be in Branson. And we're going to be in the Andy Williams Theatre for the first time.
That's right.
Andy passed away there last year, unfortunately. We'd met him, a lovely, lovely man, a gentleman, real professional altogether. We used to always go to his show. So we're getting the opportunity now to work in his theatre, which will be a new experience for us, a challenge as well.
That's fantastic, yeah. All these dates are available on Mary's website. That's maryduff.net, isn't it, Mary?
It is indeed, yeah, and you can check anything you want to know. And
I can sort of pass these dates on later in the show near the time, but just so people are aware that Mary is in Canada sometime in September, and the normal Branson, down in Branson in November, December. So the Andy Williams tour, according to your website, Mary, it's 1st of November, 7th of December. That's what, November and December.
Yeah, it's a good long spell we're doing there. And
Absolutely.
it's like a home away from home for us, because we do a 2 o'clock in the afternoon show. And like Branson, it's got loads and loads of theatres, lots of different artists there, and there's shows 3 times a day. It could be 8:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning. You get a show at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You get a show at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, depending in the evening as well.
Yeah.
So it's loads of entertainment. It's a great place to go for a holiday.
Absolutely.
And for us, it's like a holiday because we can unpack the bags for about 6 weeks, and it's like being home, but still having a holiday as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's lovely.
Yeah, fantastic. Mary, are you okay for another couple of minutes, Mary?
Absolutely, yeah.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to play another tune. This one is yourself and Daniel. And
lovely.
I know it's one of the boss man's favourites. Pat Garrett, our boss man, the gentleman that owns this radio station and keeps us all on our toes, loves this one. It's yourself and Daniel with Are You Teasing Me?
When we're all alone, dear, and I'm in your arms, are you teasing me? When you're telling me how you thrill to my charms, are you teasing me? And are you untrue when I'm not with you? And when are you teasing me? Are you teasing me? My darling, are you teasing me?
Yes, Are You Teasing Me indeed. That's the favourite of Pat Garrett, of course, the station manager, the big boss man. Always wants to know whether I'm teasing him or not. Daniel O'Donnell with Mary Duff, of course, who is still on the line. How are you, Mary?
I'm still here, Howard. I'm listening and enjoying listening to it for a change.
Thank goodness we've kept you there. Now, of course, you're a solo singer in your own right and have been for more years than you'd care to remember, and hopefully for more years into the future. But you're also famous for your tours with Daniel. They started many years ago, didn't they?
They did, yeah, just 25 years ago as well. And it was a blessing really to him because previous to meeting Daniel, actually, after Jukebox, I'd gone back to studying my shorthand and typing and got work as issuing driving licence in the motor taxation office in Navan in County Meath. That's what I was doing. And but I still wanted to sing, so entered more talent competitions and won the Sunday World, which is a competition where I met Sean Riley, Daniel's manager. And that's really, he asked me if I would like to audition for Daniel to work with him.
Yeah.
So I did, and 25 years later I'm still with Daniel and doing my own tours as well. So I always have the best of both worlds. But I've been lucky to get with Daniel because as a result of working with him, of course, I've got to go to all different parts of the world and meet all different people. And you know, when he started off first, though, he had very small crowds as well. He was just really struggling. And I remember several times, you know, Brendan Blake was our compere from London. And I remember different places saying to the audience, come on up to the front and make it look a bit decent, because they used to be scattered all over the place in these big theatres. You know, it looked terrible.
Yeah.
And that's how small it was. Very, very small crowds in the beginning. And then it's just grown from strength to strength. And eventually people would bring their sleeping blankets and their flasks and their, you know, the woolly jumpers and stay overnight queuing to get front rows. And it just grew from that. And great to be a part of the whole thing, though.
Yeah,
it's been great.
Yeah. I was listening to an old interview with Daniel about sort of mid-90s, I think it was. And Daniel made the point, and I think it's quite a good point, coming from Donegal, everybody knew everybody. So to him, people were important. So when he actually went to do his gigs, he was always about the people. He was about the people. And he put that down to actually growing up in rural Ireland, in an Irish community, where everybody was friends with everybody else. So Daniel never knew anything about being apart from anybody or this stardom or anything, and he's remained ordinary. And I think... to be fair, that's Daniel started that, I think, you know, going out meeting and greeting people after concerts and sitting there, and I think very much you're in the same sort of ilk as that, you know, very approachable.
Both of us have always actually done. I think Irish people in general do that anyway, because as you say, it's part of growing up, and in Ireland it's a small little area, small communities, and people know everybody, and you used to leave the door open. You wouldn't put the key in the door, you'd leave it open, wouldn't you, for people to call in. Of course, you can't really do that now. But we won't tell them that across the water or whatever.
No, don't tell them. Don't tell them. No, keep it quiet.
But that's the way Ireland was. Everyone trusted everybody, and it was a great way to be.
Yeah.
And I suppose we've probably brought that with us everywhere. We kind of trust everybody still, don't we, really? You know, and you like to know people and get chatting to people and meeting them, and what do you think of the show and what did you enjoy it? And it's important that people enjoy what they're hearing as well.
Yeah.
And we learn from talking to them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously your relationship with Daniel singing is going to go forward into the future, as far as you're aware, yeah?
Well, I haven't heard now yet that he's dropped me, so maybe you know something I don't know.
No, not at all.
But yeah, we've had a long time together and we've never had any fallings out. And I suppose both of us are there because we really love what we do. And first off, you want to please everybody that's there. You want to do what you can to please the audience, because they are the ones paying in, and you try to look your best as well, which I think is very important, to make an effort to dress up and be different than the people coming in. You have to dress maybe a bit more elaborate and more stagey, like, you know, more bling. I like lots of bling.
Come on.
And we get on well together, and the duets are going really well. They've just been accepted very much, which I'm lucky with that too. Because, you know, obviously Daniel's married now as well, which has been great for him to have found somebody to share his life with him. And you know, it can be lonely, our life away as well, because you're away from home so much. So I'm delighted for him that he's found Nigel, and they seem to be very compatible, and she's very good for him as well. She brings him down to earth as well if he gets a little bit above his station.
But he's a consummate entertainer, I have to say. You know, I remember the first time I saw Daniel, and I think he was probably down at the awards ceremony for the Sunday World some years ago, you know, and the crowds there, I mean, there's 1,500 people there, you know, and there was many acts on before him, and they all perform well, and they all got great ovations. As soon as Daniel walks on the stage, he has them eating out the palm of his hand. It's absolutely, it's unbelievable. You know, anybody listening out there who hasn't seen Daniel, I've seen one other person who can do that, and that's Rolly Daniels. Rolly Daniels is very, very similar in the way that Rolly can actually command an audience, keep an audience in the palm of his hands. But Daniel walks on stage, the audience lift up, there's an electric atmosphere, and he just has them eating out of the palm of his hand. And it has to be seen to be understood what I'm talking about.
That's right, he just has a gift. And you know who he actually, I think, got that from? And she was actually on the show in Mullingar as well. His sister Margot, I thought she was unbelievable. She's a real knack of that as well. It's just a command of an audience, and she can just hold them, whatever,
Yeah.
she says, and they're glued to her.
But it's
she has a real knack.
It's a command without being sort of authoritarian or
That's right.
being above anybody. You know, it's just
That's right.
I think it's what they call charisma. I think, Mary,
Yeah,
and it's
a
something
charisma.
that
And it's down to earth thing as well. It's being
that
yourself.
you're kind of born with. Yeah, one or two more messages coming in for you, Mary, before we leave you. Scott Humphrey's been on to me from California. He's over there in Northern California, and he says, "Hi, Howard and Mary. I have enjoyed, along with the family, watching and listening to Mary on many DVDs. We look forward to your North Californian visit, whenever that might be." Jenny Stevens has been on to me, and Jenny's over in the UK, I think. Yes, she is. And she says, "Hi, Howard and Mary. Great interview. Good luck with the new single. I've seen you many times in England with Daniel. Great voice and a lovely lady."
Thank you, Jenny.
Jenny Stevens. And Manchester Maggie, Margaret Downs Munger. She's over there in Manchester, obviously. That's why she's Manchester Maggie. "Hello, Howard and Mary. Lovely to hear you both. All the very best with your new CD, Mary. Lots of love from Manchester Maggie."
Thanks, Maggie.
So, the good wishes are piling in and pouring in.
People are lovely, aren't they? That's the stuff that keeps us going on.
Exactly,
It really does.
As I would have expected. Well, listen, Mary, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on Irish Country Music Radio.
No problem, Howard. Anytime you want to talk to me, I'm accessible.
The best of luck. Well, thank you very much for that, and I'll bear that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure the listeners
problem.
will as well. And best of luck with your new single. We'll look forward to your new album coming out in later in the year.
Yeah, well, hopefully I have another single out shortly to keep you in touch with me.
Great
So you don't forget about me.
Good luck for your tours this year of the UK, Ireland, Canada, of course, and the annual visit over to Branson. And hopefully I'll see you in London in May.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
If I don't see you before.
Let us know whenever you want to come. There's numbers there you can get in touch as well.
That's lovely. Mary, it's been great chatting to you. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to play out here with one of your tracks here, the one I was announcing before by mistake, and that is your One and Only.
Howard, thank you very much. I'm going to say a big thanks to everybody all over the place for the support that they've given me. She's second to none. It's like everywhere you go, it's like home away from home. People make us so welcome, and I have to say, genuinely love what I do and meeting everybody and just singing for people. And you know, I get a great thrill out of it. And people come up and say, "How are you doing?" or whatever. It's just amazing, like how small the world is getting. And wish everyone a very happy Valentine's Day for tomorrow as well. And yourself, Howard. Keep up the good work. Thanks you very, very much.
Thanks for that, Mary, and I'm sure all the listeners would echo those sentiments. And listen, you're just a sweet lady, and everybody loves you, Mary. Everybody loves you.
Thank you, Howard. Thanks.
Here's Mary Duff, your one and only. Thanks again, Mary.
Thanks again. Toodaloo.